Hello, everybody, and welcome to Athletic Definition. My name is Coach Razy, and today's show is called The End of the Road. This is episode 93. It'll be 1 year in May that I started on Fireside. It was really like the end month of May, and then I turned it into a podcast in June. And a little short of 100 episodes. Overall, I've done over 100 episodes because I have another show on here called Drunks, which is co-hosted by my friend Ty, and we drink beer while talking about what we worked out that day, and we invite people to taste the same beer that we're drinking and come up and let us know how they earned their beer and what they think of the beer that we're reviewing that week, live on Fireside. And besides that show, um, you know, I've been doing this show for, as I mentioned, this is episode 93. I've learned a lot. It's been quite the lesson. I've been like a politician out there campaigning, touring the country, you know, cutting people's grass, walking old ladies across the street, kissing babies, doing whatever it takes to earn the review on Apple or Spotify, or have you come on and participate and be in the audience here live on Fireside. And it's been a struggle, and then you get these people that they think they're all that, and you invite them on, and like, for example, one in particular I could think of, I know they had a podcast and it failed, and they tell me, yeah, I'd love to come on your podcast, and then after that they're like, well, how many follows do you have? And how many listens do you have? And what's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, more in my mind, I didn't say it. I just didn't respond. But in my mind, I'm like, more than your failed podcast. Trying not to be negative about it, but it all adds up. And, I mean, how much free time could I have if I wasn't emailing and learning how to edit and lighting and everything else? And even with the ease of Fireside, I just decided to hang it up and call it the end of the road as far as Athletic Definition and my podcasting here. Does it matter that I spend all kinds of money on equipment? Nah, I'm okay with walking away from it. And also coaching, people just, they quit too easy. They barely are going to start to see the results and they quit. They use any excuse to quit. So I've decided that I'm going to also quit coaching as well. Yeah, that's quite the change. Just, changing from what I've been doing the last few years, and pretty much some people are like, wait, you left banking to do coaching and become a podcaster? And I'll be like, that's right. And now you're going to walk away from that? And I'm like, yeah, that's right. I don't really think it's worth it, all the headaches and, people telling you, I'm going to come on and I'm not going to come on, and all the work I do for just, no money made or nothing. So I just decided to hang it up and pursue something, a bigger passion that I have, that I've had since a little kid, and something that I know will truly make me happy. For those of you who are watching this live or watch the replay on YouTube or Spotify, I am wearing a Dinosaur shirt, and I'll stand up a little bit so you can take a look at it. So that is a Dinosaur shirt, and I decided that I'm going to quit coaching and being a live podcaster. Who knows? Maybe I'll do the podcasting still, but it'll be me hunting dinosaurs. That's right. I've decided to become a dinosaur hunter. Of course, what do you do when you want to, become something new? You Google it. Or actually, you TikTok it now, which is the number one search engine. Then after that, you Google it. And then third, you YouTube it. I did the second one and I went to Google and I'm like, how do you become a dinosaur hunter? And a list came up, the top 8 list. And the first one is, and really there's an actual list. So the algorithm's different for everybody, but here's a top 8 list that I'm going to be reviewing and letting you know what it takes to become a successful, well, it doesn't say successful. It just says how to become a dinosaur hunter. I also looked up how much you can make, and you can make, from a couple $100s on a bone to millions if you sell the bone and you find the right type of bone. But the first one says dress for success. And as you can see, rocking this dinosaur shirt, I got that check marked to the fullest. So dress for success, I got that. And number two is identify a dinosaur. Between the History Channel and coloring coloring books and everything else, I could definitely identify a dinosaur. And the third here is on how to become a dinosaur hunter is you have to survive a mass extinction. And I kind of feel like 2020 was pretty much that for us. So I'm going to say check to surviving a mass extinction. I got that covered. Number four here on how do you become a dinosaur hunter live here on Fireside. It in case people listening to the replay, like I don't really do much editing, so you hear it pretty much raw. And if you wonder why, trust me, I review it and I check my ums and my so's and all that, and I'm trying to correct it. But it's recorded live, and I pretty much just add a couple little pictures and stuff and the replay, and that's how it goes. So number four here is find a fossil-rich rocks. That one I have not done, and I think I've probably seen them at a museum, but I haven't done that. So I'm going to have to, so far 3 out of 4 is not bad as far as going into my new career and just quitting coaching. And I'm going to keep working out because I love it. And how else am I going to, get away from dinosaurs, pterodactyls, if I can't run when they can cover so much mileage? I mean, I have seen Jurassic Park. All right, moving on here. And number 5 is dig up bones. I have not done that yet, but I have no problem with, digging up bones. And I know how to use a shovel and a, pickaxe. And, if I'm taught proper techniques so I don't damage it, I know I could definitely do that. So I'll go ahead and check that one off and or know that I can do it. So far this career looks very promising, and it looks like, I wouldn't have to deal with so much work as far as being, editor, producer, director, writer, booker of guests, email center, sponsorships, advertisement, all that, plus training people, plus, everything else. So as you know, if you listen to my show, I kind of go all over the place. So let's move up to, and there's only 8 here on the list. So let's move up to number 6, which is steer clear of predators. So far, I think I've been able to do that pretty well. I have come across some predators in my life, but overall, I think now with, what I've been through and my street smarts, I could definitely see a predator a mile away and steer clear. They're not even worth it, time, energy, or anything like that. Moving on to number 7 is wrap a fossil. Don't really know what that means. I'm going to have to do further investigation. It's wrap like in WRAP, fossil, and I've never heard that. I'm not a paleontologist or anything like that, so I think that's a proper word. So I'm not really quite sure what that is. And then number 8 on the list is rebuild a skeleton. And, from some of the things that I see, some of these skeletons haven't even been properly built. They're still kind of just guessing. There was no photographs of anything. And I was trying to look up who the NBA player was who said that dinosaurs are real. And, no, dinosaurs didn't exist. I don't remember who said that, but, I hope that's not correct, because I'm giving up my whole career here just to become a dinosaur hunter. But really, on the real, this is a April Fool's, and I wouldn't, just give up. And this is my best attempt to give you a little humor on April Fool's. And of course, no, I enjoy my journey too much. And really, I do have let's see here. This is episode 93, but I really do have over 100 because there's like two in Spanish that I just kind of was trying out. I have maybe like 8 in football that I was kind of trying out, but never released as an actual podcast. And then I have Drunks, which I mentioned earlier. So I definitely have over 100 episodes, but as I get closer to 100 episodes here on Athletic Definition, thank you everybody for coming along on the journey with me for that. As I get closer to 100, the next goal for me that I see have set, it's not like 250 or anything like that. It's I want 500, and once I get to 500, then I'll see what the next number that calls to me. But right now, 500, with 500, I think from what I was hearing, Mr. Beast feels it. Then you really know what you're doing, which is successful, which is what the audience is enjoying. I have a good idea, and I got to do some more episodes just to give the people what they want. So you're always more than welcome to reach out to me on DMs and everything else, and let me know in the comment section. Go to Athletic Definition Instagram, but above all, and this is something that it's kind of difficult to explain to people. Fireside is a brand new platform. As I mentioned, it'll be a year, but really it didn't get released to the public or everybody. It's still on ISO for now. Android. They're doing major things, and it's kind of like when something new comes out and you try to explain it to someone and they have no clue. It's kind of hard because it's a new technology, and by the time I think the average person kind of figures out what's going on, what Mark Cuban and Fallon are doing, because I got to listen to the NFT show they did in LA that you can catch a replay here on Fireside. What they're going to be doing and what they have been doing with this platform is people are going to just want to come on here immediately once they figure it out. And by that time, some of these people are going to see, oh man, I got an email from Ray, but I completely ignored that guy. He was telling me about this. He was telling me this is like, different. This isn't like every other show. And I'm sure they hear that a lot. But I reached out to a lot of people, and even though this isn't like the easiest thing to do, and you do have to be able to, deal with rejection, because some people won't answer you at all, and some people just will flip things on you. So it's an interesting journey. I will keep doing it because I enjoy it. So far, I really have enjoyed all the guests, and it doesn't matter if they're, whoever they were. I go back and I listen to it, and there's valuable lessons and things that I could take from that episode. And right now, currently, I'm excited as well. For those of you who aren't, watching this, I have this book right here. This is the paperback. I think it just came out paperback. I want to say yesterday or maybe even today. I got my hands on it a little bit early, thanks to Dean. So it's called A Runner's High, My Life in Motion by Dean Karnazes. And I'm reading this, and as soon as I get done with this, I want to bring on Dean. So little sneak peek at future guests here, Dean Karnazes, the ultra marathon man. Have him on here and talk about his newest book. He has more than one book, and I read the other one, and this one I actually just started it today, and got through chapter 1. But the sooner I get through it, then the sooner I could have Dean on here and talk about his book and many other things. I've had the opportunity to meet him a few times. Very nice guy, so I'm looking forward to that. And if it wasn't for this whole podcast journey, I would never have the opportunity to sit down with Dean Karnazes and pick his brain for 1 hour. One of the top ultra runners, I would say in the world, one of the first to help put ultra running on the map as far as popularity, and speaker, author, family man. So definitely excited for that and many other future guests. And One thing that, as I mentioned, I do review my shows and I'm watching for what things I can do to correct and looking to bring on, see that that kills me. Looking to fix that, and I'll be looking to bring on bigger and better guests and just improve the quality of my show because I do listen to it. I'm like, I definitely need to bring more energy here and there. And lots of big surprises, lots of big guests. Some I don't even have a clue of who they're going to be, but I could just, if it hasn't been a year, and just go back and listen to my first three episodes. I mean, I've had an former Olympian, by my third show, and the other two people on the show before that, they were fascinating, and looking to have more guests like that and repeat guests so you could kind of keep up with what they've been up to and we could see what they've been up to because they're doing exciting things. And I just to help everybody out, everyone needs some inspiration, some motivation to keep working out. I'm trying to bring on different guests, maybe someone that'll inspire you to work out with them. A lot of them are coaches. With the obesity problem and diabetes problem that United States is facing, and actually like on a global level, at least diabetes. What we need to do is not be all jealous of each other as coaches, and this person has more clients than me. As long as at the end of the result is that people start working out, that's to me the important thing, as I've mentioned in the past. And to me, it doesn't matter if I have like a million. Well, it does in the long run, because I want you, if you're listening to this, like I mentioned, this is a brand new platform. There's no other opportunity for you to be able to interact with your host and tell me you agree or disagree, or, I'd love to have you participate in the show. That's what this show is different. If you ever called into a radio station or called into a TV show, written a comment during a live, think of all that, but at the same time, more interactive because there's, emojis that you can leave, and which create sound. And who doesn't love emojis? Everybody loves emojis. I think we communicate more through emojis than through actual writing now. So I could see how the hieroglyphs happened back in the Egyptian days, especially since I've quit to become a dinosaur hunter. From this point on, my new show will be called Dinosaur Hunter with Coach Ray Z, and be looking out for that one. That'd be actually kind of funny. Hunting for dinosaurs. We'll see if we can make that happen, and only the people that heard this show will actually have an idea of what I'm talking about in that show, because I'll leave some references to this show. And yeah, that's pretty funny. And so thank you everybody for joining in. As I mentioned, this is Coach Ray Z live on Fireside every Thursday and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time zone. I apologize, didn't have a show yesterday. Got a lot of things going on, some exciting things happening. And with that, basically it'll just free up my time more to be able to do a better production value, because just like everything that, at least I do now, I want to get better at, the craft, the technique. There's a technique, and one thing I've learned about running, doing it for 16 years, and also jujitsu, it's just spending time doing that sport, that thing that you love, or it could be a love hate. But in jujitsu, the more time on the mats equals, but the mats don't lie, and if you're not practicing, it'll tell. So the more I come on air, I said to myself, by the time I hit 100 episodes, I'll be a pro. And I'm approaching 100 episodes. Sometimes I feel really like, oh yeah, I got it. And then I look back and I'm like, oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. But we are our harshest critic. And I'm glad that even when I don't have guests, I still do a show. It's made me as a host more versatile, and out of, all the cool guests that I've had and some big names, the biggest show as far as downloads. I and I'm talking podcast here, not on Fireside because that's different. Um, but as far as a solo show, so I appreciate everybody listening. Want to mention Germany. Germany holds it down strong as the second country showing support. After that is the UK. So thank you, Germany, UK, and United States. Thank you, all 50 states. Special shout out to Cali because I get a lot of love in Cali. It's where I'm from. And then second is Texas. So thank you, Texas. I'm definitely going to have to go down to Texas. I appreciate all the support. And then after that, at least when I checked a few days ago, is Virginia and New York. So thank you, the East Coast, for showing the support. I appreciate it. Hoping you're enjoying the shows as I grow as a podcast host. And no, I'm not quitting coaching, and no, I'm not quitting athletic definition. No, there are no seasons. There are no breaks. When there's something coming up, I'll let you know. And now that things are definitely opening up and things are getting better, I'm looking to bring some different type of content that at least hasn't been done. And if people kind of say it has been done, kind of, but not really, because they don't have an audience. And even when I tell people I have a podcast, I don't want to sell it short, because it's more than a podcast, especially with a live audience. There's nothing like that. And it's really hard for, I think, people to understand. I think they get it the most when I show them the phone and I'm like, oh, look, see, sometimes there's a live show and I can show them, or sometimes I got to go back to a past show and explain to them that it's interactive. So if you listen to the show and you enjoy it, you can request access to Fireside and then come up, be part of the conversation. Love to have you. For now, it's on ISO, but there's so many things coming to Fireside and so many different guests. So I appreciate everybody coming in. Thank you, Jeff. I see you in the audience. I appreciate you. And yes, as I was mentioning, my April Fool's joke today was that I was quitting coaching and podcasting, and that I was going to become a dinosaur hunter, rocking the cool shirt, because the first rule that I Googled, and it said, what do you need to do to become a dinosaur hunter, is to dress for success. So I thought, why not a dinosaur shirt? I think that shows success. And then rule 2 was to identify a dinosaur. And I could definitely identify one because I have them on my shirt, and I could identify as a dinosaur too. So could even probably, I don't know, they're pretty big, but I'll try and do like some sort of a jujitsu foot sweep on them and see if I could take one down. And third was survive a massive extinction. And I said 2020 was kind of like that. So, all in good fun, but no, I'm not quitting. This is episode 93. I'm looking to keep on bringing more guests, a variety of everything. So you can, tell me, oh, there's nothing that really gets my mortar going, or nothing that really inspires me. And with over 200 types of just dance to go out and feel good, or people take it serious, and from salsa to breakdancing, or with over, I think I read it was over 100 and for sure 80 martial arts in the world, with over so many exercises and sports. There's something that you can find, and it could be something as simple as walking, to help you just become more active, help you avoid bad news from the doctor, has so many benefits, helps you avoid getting sick, your immune system. I love the outdoor workouts because then you're getting the vitamin D at the same time. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to do here. It's just to inspire people to keep working out. So I want to thank everybody who's joined me throughout the show, in and out. And, this is a Friday at 6:30 p.m. practically, and you could be doing a lot of things. And so even for those of you who listen on the replay, I definitely appreciate your support. I definitely feel the growth. I trust me. I hear my show, and I want to do improvement. I'm going to do improvement, and that goes on everything. And if you listen to this and you're like, oh, he doesn't care about his show, or blah blah blah, or he's gonna, the average person puts out like 10 podcast episodes and that's it. They're done. I'm going to hit 100, and I'm going to keep going. And I got some different surprises. So starting next week, I'll be back to regular until further notice. Oh, actually, let me correct that because this Monday at 7 p.m. I will be having a live at episode Drunks. We got to put up which beer we're going to be reviewing, but you can check that out here live on Fireside. And then after that, I will be back to two guests. And if I don't have two guests, I actually have some cool subjects that I've been writing on already and want to definitely talk about. So that'll be coming up already on the 7th and 8th. And from then on, after that, I do have the Orange County Marathon coming up in March. So if I got to make any changes to the show, I'm sorry, March, in May, which is like a month away, that'll be like the first weekend, which would probably be May 3rd. I'll see what I can do about, making it up, maybe do a Wednesday show or probably Tuesday, Thursday, but I'll definitely keep working hard, trying to bring you the best guest, the best quality entertainment. I'm working on, maybe bringing you puns more often than just during Christmas time. If you like Christmas and you miss Christmas, you can always check out my Merry Fitness series, and that's available on Coach Ray Z on YouTube as well as Athletic Definition Season 2, because that's a whole different season. So today is kind of a short show. I see Elizabeth. Hi, thank you for joining me. I tried to do my April Fool's prank, and we'll see how the people take it. But basically, I let everybody know that I was quitting coaching and podcasting, and that I was going to become a dinosaur hunter, and that's why I'm wearing a dinosaur shirt. And the dinosaurs, they did not really appreciate it. They got a little scared, which I understand. I wouldn't want someone as fearsome as me hunting dinosaurs. So sorry, dinosaurs. I didn't mean to, scare you or anything like that. But you got to do what you got to do to try and pull off a April Fool's joke. So hopefully you enjoyed it. The show isn't going to around like ending or anything like that, like I was joking. So I will see you back on, let's see, my calendar. No, yeah, it's April 1st already. So it'll be the 7th, Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time zone. And thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for joining, Elizabeth. And everyone, you have a great weekend.